Okay, here's the final part of this run through. So I've gone through, I think, 4 questions already. It's a progress test we did for my students in November in preparation for the mocks. And if you want to know which topics it covers, I've explained in the first 2 videos. It's electricity. So it's topics 2, electricity, topic 4, energy, topic 5, solids, liquids, gases, and electromagnetism. The final question is on transformers. So this is what I'm going to go through now. Is questions taken from June 2020 and June 2019. So I've made a playlist for these progress tests I've used, both paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 2 content is for triple science students only. So it's if you're doing physics IGCSE, if you're doing double science, you don't need to revise transformers. Okay? So here's the final question, and it's obviously from magnetism and electromagnetism. So how do transformers work? What kind of transformers are there? And welding, it says, is a process where pieces of metal are melted and then joined together. Yes. And the diagram shows the apparatus used for welding. And in the diagram, there is a transformer. So the current comes in from the socket on the wall through the plug. The current goes in, and you get the transformer, which will then change the output current depending if it's step down or step up. Let's see. It says the apparatus uses the transformer to decrease the voltage. So to decrease the voltage, if the voltage goes down, yeah, I shouldn't write that there. So the voltage was 230 to start with. So the voltage input from the socket, main socket, is 230 volts. And it says it's to decrease the voltage, so the voltage out of the transformer will go down. If the voltage goes down, yeah, then the current output will go up. Because the power, yeah, the power in must equal the power out. Okay? And the power is a combination of voltage and current multiplied together. Okay, so if the voltage is going down, what type of transformer is it? And the answer is it's a step down transformer. Okay, so I'll give you 1 mark. Okay, so they want you to state the formula linking the turns ratio inside the transformer, the input voltage, which I've called V1, and the output voltage, which I've called V2, secondary coil. And the link is the ratio of the number of turns in each coil. There's a coil on each side of the transformer. For a step down, N2 must be less than N1. If N2 is less than N1, V2 will be less than V1 in the same ratio. Yeah? And then the inverse of that will be that I1 over I2 will be equal to the same ratio of N2 over N1, because current and voltage are inverse. Okay? Voltage times current is constant. And that's what you've got to know for the next bit. The table gives some information about the transformer, like the input voltage, which I told you was 230. So that's V1. Yeah. And then they've got a ratio of 4, 16 on the primary coil, 4 on the secondary coil, so it's going down 4 times, so the voltage will go down 4 times. So there you go, I've automatically worked out the voltage, because we'll need that if they're asking us for the output current. It's 4 times smaller because of turns ratio. So this is basically the formula on the last page. Just rearrange the formula that we went through on the last page, and that gives you the output voltage. Okay, the input current in the primary circuit, they told us, is 11 amps. Okay, so that means if the voltage has gone down 4 times, the current must go up 4 times. It's as simple as that. So the answer will be 44 amps. So if you're good at maths, you can go straight to the answer. But the explanation is the power out must be equal to the power in. The power out is V2. The power in is power out is V2 I2. The power in is V1 I1. Well, there's the power in, so we know what the power in was. It's the top of this equation divided by the voltage out, and you'll get the current out. So hopefully you can follow my rearranged equation. So basically I've done this and converted it to I1 V1 equals I2 V2. So these two equations combined gives you I2 equals V1 I1 over V2. So that's what I've done. So basically I've done I2 equals V1 I1 over V2. That's what I've put in here, which gives you an answer of 44 amps. Okay? Okay, you get 1 for rearranging the equation like this, putting the numbers in correctly and the answer out with the units which is given to you. Okay, but remember, get in the habit of always doing the units. Okay, which fuse will you use? Well, if it's 11 amps coming out of the socket, you have to use the next value up. Okay, so that's what's coming out of the socket, so the answer will be D. And that's the final run-through question for the 8 marks of what paper 2 is, which is 70 marks, where you get 75 minutes. So everyone does a 2-hour paper. Paper 1 is 2 hours, 2 hours long, and paper 2 is 75 minutes long. Yeah, and physics students have to do both, and double science only have to do paper 1. Okay, but they can put paper 1 content into paper 2 exams. Okay, and normally paper 2 is in June and paper 1 is in May. So if you found that useful, don't forget to give it a like, show your appreciation, share. If you've got any comments, leave them in the comments below the video. If you have any questions, and if you're a member, if you want membership, then your questions get prioritized depending on the time I have available. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Don't forget, you can listen at double speed. That will save you time. Catch you in the next video.